Alright, Toolerinos, I decided to try to fix up this old tire gauge. So here's kind of a look at what it looks like before I do anything to it. You know, it's not too bad. Could use a little polish. I haven't been able to test it because the O-ring in there seems to be dry rotted to near oblivion, so I'm going to try to fish it out, or what's left of it. Alright, that's what came out of it. Another hunk of what I assume was dry rotted rubber or seal, and this little copper bit. So I think, or I hope, if I just clean this up and put that back in there with a rubber O-ring. Nope, definitely too small. That one looks pretty good. When it's pressed in with the extra little bit in there, that might work. Let's try that one. It looks like there's something in there, but it's not. That's the hole where the air is going to go. And this is just to push the plunger on the Schrader valve. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm going to get a little polishing action in here. Time for some flits. I like it. Even if it doesn't work, it looks so beautiful. But I think it'll work. We'll find out. Alright, so I tried to do the O-ring thing and test it, and the O-ring was not thick enough to make a seal when the Schrader valve was opened. So I needed to make something thicker. I needed something thicker, and all I could come up with was a bit of hose that the inside would stretch, but then it was too thick and it wouldn't fit in here. No matter how hard I tried, I could not get it to go in there, especially when the middle piece was installed, because it stretched it out even larger. So I did some careful cutting with a razor blade and then some grinding on the grinding wheel, and eventually got this down to a small enough size that it's going to fit. Hopefully it fits well enough that it doesn't want to fall out. So there's going in. Well, it's a snug fit. That's good. I think maybe I need to push it down a little bit. Alright. So, it's in there, and I think the air goes between that post and the copper ferrule, or whatever you want to call it, and then the rubber seals against the face of the valve and then the sides and everything when you push on it, I think. So let's find out. Alright, so I brought in this trailer wheel, and I pumped it up to 30 psi using the compressor in the garage, and let's see if I get 30 on this. 30 psi. Huzzah! Resets. Well, maybe I didn't make a good seal with it that time, but let's try again. I'm losing a little air each time, and this little trailer wheel doesn't hold much, so I think that's why it's appearing to go down. Yeah, I think I'm just letting out a little air each time. But it works. It's beautiful. This piece here, the plating is coming off. This is brass, and especially here, the plating was really starting to polish off, so it's starting to take on a brass look there on the ball, especially. But the rest of it seemed to have been plated with much hardier stuff, so it's still beautiful, and I'm going to probably put a coat of paste wax on it and call it good. What do you think? That was a quickie. Hey Toolerinos, I have a forced project that needs my attention. The hub broke out of the center of this rim for one of our go-karts, and it's kind of surprising. It was one of those moments where I was giving my 5-year-old a ride, and we were cruising along, and I felt the back end drop in a funny way, and then the wheel just went rolling right on past us. And you can see it kind of failed where there was a weld on the inside, and then on the outside here, just where there was a bend in the rim. And you know, I guess, you know, made in China, and I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, but you know, I've got a go-kart from the 60s, and it never had any issues. It still has its original Timken bearings. And when we have this go-kart that's about 10 years old, and this happens. So, you know, you get what you pay for. Hey Toolerinos, alright, welding job finished. You know, I'm not a professional welder, but it looks like it welded alright, and you know, it's not pretty, but as long as it stays together, then I'm a happy camper. Right? I'll let you know if it ever breaks again. And it's back together. Alright, go! Hey Toolerinos, I decided to get the, excuse the crudity of the turd, into an evaporust bath. I'm curious to try to figure out what it was, or what I could make out of it, even if I can't figure out what it was. So, in it goes. And we're gonna flush that rust right away. Pun intended. Alright, this is a little turd update. It's been soaking for a few days, and it's definitely looking like cast iron. I I don't have a whole lot of experience with what cast iron would look like with the rust eaten away like this is, but it definitely gives me the impression of gray cast iron. Now, I haven't wire brushed this or anything. This is you seeing it just as it comes out of the evaporust. So I think I'll probably give it a little wire brush and let it soak some more. Alright, Toolerinos, the turd has been soaking for another day or two, and it's definitely, the evaporust definitely turned black, a darker color, so it must have done more. And if we take it out of here, you can see that it is a very gray kind of material. So I'm pretty sure, based on how this is rusted and how it's looking, that this is cast iron. I don't know what I could do with this. I don't think it'd be safe to make a hammer out of, but I could be wrong about that. I imagine it's too brittle. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Anybody have any suggestions or ideas for what I could turn this into? Alright, so this is out of the evaporust and hand wire brushed with a soft wire brush. I could probably get rid of this stuff if I take it out to the shop and use it on the big powered wire brush, but you can see what it is. It kind of has almost a beauty to that texture. I don't know why it feels that way to me, but I don't know. I don't know what this thing is, and I don't know what I should do with it. So anywho, suggestions, ideas, I'm open.